Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Where I am today, as I record this, it's morning. I'd like to welcome you and thank you for visiting Lorena's Labyrinth today. Today, we're going to be talking about the colour orange and properties and messages of the colour orange that we can garner from it, if you like. Also, as always, I invite you to put your own comments up, your own experiences and thoughts, particularly if you are an energy or metaphysical worker and you may have had experiences working with orange and some of your clients and have some stories to share with us that we can all grow from. Just a reminder that if you like the content on the channel, please do click the like button. Give consideration to subscribing to the channel because that helps me out, and certainly say hello or good day or whatever in the comments so that I can connect with you and perhaps we can develop something there and talk more regularly on a regular basis, because I would enjoy that. That's about building connection with you guys. And at some point that will help when we go to lives, if we ever get there. Don't want to make promises I might not be able to keep, depending on the technology. And the other thing too is, of course, if you do make a comment, that certainly helps me out with the algorithm, so it would be appreciated anyway. But moving on for now, we're going to be talking about orange, as I said. So when we talk about the colour orange and its properties, it's not a primary colour, okay? So if you were to be mixing it up on a paint palette, it's pretty well equal parts of red, equal parts of yellow. And from the perspective of the chakra body, it is the orange that I'm referring to is this equal mix that creates a quite vibrant orange, a base orange, a pure type orange. It's not too bright, it's not too dull. As usual, I struggle to get the exact shade when I'm actually creating these images, so you'll have to use your imagination a little bit. Now, from a chakra perspective as well, the orange largely gets its healing properties from the fact that the orange chakra, which is called the sacral chakra, is the center of the body that is responsible for keeping a balance of our emotions and our creativity, and also even to our fertility. And so people that who have, say, angry outbursts or are very reactive to any external stimuli and experience, for want of better descriptions, emotional dysregulation, there will be an imbalance in their orange chakra. There could be other things involved as well, but and by things I mean well, you'll see as time goes by through this video, there's other additions to the orange chakra that can disrupt flow or whatever. But when we talk about orange, we're also, because it's got this aspect of red to it, we've got the survival and willpower aspects to it, because the red chakra covers these base survival needs, and also from a positive perspective, our willpower. So the orange chakra is kind of responsible for helping to direct our will to survive and our willpower towards positive ends. And this includes, to be able to do this includes mastering our emotional responses and reactions. And as we do this, we then step into the yellow chakra attributes, which is more about empowerment, feeling safe, feeling secure, and feeling more confident around our decision making. Because the orange chakra is actually, if you talk about polarities, everything's opposites. So an imbalanced chakra of the orange chakra could lead to emotional dysregulation, whereas the balanced aspect of the orange chakra is about feeling safe and feeling emotionally secure and feeling emotionally stable. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So let's go on to the rest of it. So realistically, the orange chakra and the color orange is really vital to the perfect health and well-being for people. And it's not just about psychological health and emotions per se, it's also about our physical health. And this is because, and you will know this, you will have, I'm sure, read in the media because it's all splashed everywhere, that there is scientific evidence to support that when we are living with stress, anxiety and fear-based emotions, that it has a physical impact on our bodies and we struggle with health conditions. And the more we are on this emotional roller coaster, the more physical ailments we can experience. And this is because, to put this into perspective, I do have other videos coming up, and I have put them up in the past, that the body is the equivalent of a machine. We hear the saying, the body is a machine. Well, in some ways it is. These chakras are spinning wheels, and if one goes out of balance, it throws the rest out of balance. So if your orange chakra is out of whack, you can expect to see problems in the higher chakras. And so for this reason, what we often see is that people with digestive, chest, kidney disorders, they will have the root cause sitting in the orange chakra area. It's all fear related. People that experience anxiety conditions actually have problems with the orange chakra and the higher heart chakra. Now, to put this into perspective so you understand this, if you're one of the people that does have panic attacks, you will know that when you have a panic attack, you actually feel the panic probably above your cleavage. If you're a lady, it'll be at the top of the V, right? So it's in that area there. And so when you are having this panic, it's going to impact on your breathing. Quite often they struggle to breathe because there is a pain in the chest and stuff like that. So this is how the orange chakra interacts with the higher chakras. The kidney issues can become basically directly related from adrenaline rushes and things like that. So where I'm going with this is, as you work with the colour orange and draw upon it and its healing properties, you can draw upon it to help heal and regulate emotions, but you can also draw upon it to help heal the physical ailments. Now, the thing to be aware of, though, is that if you're looking to heal your physical ailments, it's going to come up. You will bring to the conscious surface the root cause or the fears or issues that you're addressing down in the sacral chakra that need healing. I'll just take a pause for a moment while I think about how to phrase the rest of it. Just basically, the orange colour covers a lot of ground, and it can be beneficial to people. And I need to be very clear here for responsibility purposes that I don't make claims. There are people who have said that it is linked with helping to heal immune conditions and disorders, or at least to regulate them. What else can I say? If you're struggling with cold and flu symptoms, it's actually recommended as a treatment for those type of symptoms. However, from my perspective, I would probably be inclined, if I was trying to treat cold and flu, I would be inclined to use the colour violet, but each to their own. If you've used orange to help treat cold and flu symptoms, please do let me know. I generally associate cold and flu definitely with the heart chakra, and of course that is linked with the orange chakra anyway. So there will be an emotional disturbance there that leads to the lung, congestion, for want of a better description. I'm really good at saying for want of a better description, aren't I? This is because actually sometimes it's really difficult to articulate and express the way it's difficult for me at times to explain energy to people. I obviously need more practice at it. Never mind, I'll keep going. I will stick with the rationale that I am doing the best that I can, and I hope that it's good enough for you. Okay, so back to the video, when we talk about orange, we're also, I touched on the emotional stuff, okay? But from an emotional perspective, because it's associated with healing and overcoming fear, the associated emotions such as loneliness and tension and depression, they can all at least be mitigated to some extent through using the colour orange. And just a little bit of extra information here for people that aren't aware. When we talk about depression as an ailment that people can experience, where anxiety, if we were talking chakras, I mentioned before that anxiety is the orange and the higher heart chakra, the lime green chakra, being out of sync with the rest of the body, if you like. For people that suffer from depression, and these are my understandings, is that it's about the orange and the throat chakra. So we're talking about orange and blue here. Now, what is interesting is, I find this interesting, is when we're talking about depression, often it's internalized where people struggle to communicate their feelings, and that just compounds feelings of isolation and tension, of course. The other interesting thing about the orange and the blue chakra being linked together with function is that this is also my understanding, as I say once again, is that this is the chakras that are out of balance for people that have got thyroid and immune problems. And this is why it's come up as a treatment option for immune type disorders. But at the same time, I want to make the point here that when we talk about emotional interference with, or emotional reactiveness interfering with the function of the chakra body, there's also thoughts that underpin it. And I'm not going to go into it right now, what are the underpinning thoughts or beliefs that create these emotions. I will just say that some people are what we call bottom up processes. So they will have a feeling first. They'll feel that emotion first, and then they process that emotion, and then they can find what this underlying thought is. Some people, on the other hand, they are the thinkers. They're what's called top-down processors. They get a thought and they think. It would be a case of where they think, oh, I feel uncomfortable. What's that about? And then they have to unpack it, and they will come to the conclusion that they are feeling a little bit frightened. They feel unsafe. And that, you know what I mean? They will unpack it that way. We're all individual. But whatever way we process information, the reality is that feelings of discomfort are related to, well, basically what's happening with the chakras. So getting back to the colour orange, yes, we would use the colour orange if we were experiencing emotions such as fear, loneliness, tension, and depression. So given the properties and qualities of the colour orange, what we can expect to have occur when we work with the colour orange is if we've got a lagging immune system, then we're going to experience a greater level of vitality and certainly a bit more stamina, endurance, and that kind of thing. Now, the other thing too is the orange is, because of its placement on the body, it is associated with our reproductive organs. Some people will say that the reproductive organs are under the red chakra or related to that, because we're talking about procreation of the species and that kind of thing. But while I would say my response to that would be, well, have a think about it, use your common sense. There are parts of the organs that are going to be governed by the red chakra, but equally, especially for women and fertility type issues, where those organs sit in the body is actually in the orange chakra. So if a person was experiencing problems with libido and fertility, they could also work with the colour orange. Now, the other benefit of working with orange is, of course, that as you release fear and you feel safe and more secure and comfortable with expressing your emotions and safe to say what you think and what you feel, you're going to experience greater confidence and happiness. So, as a messenger or a message, I would interpret a person that is drawn to orange or repelled by it as somebody that's lacking emotional balance, whether they appear to be balanced or not, because it might indicate that they are struggling to retain emotional balance, or they may have had a history of emotional dysregulation and they have now worked on it and mastered it. Because I often do find people that are artists, they are really into the colour orange as well, and this is because orange is associated with being creative. And where I sort of spoke in the lemon video of being bogged down by emotions, the orange chakra is more about, and when I say the orange chakra, of course, we're talking about the orange colour. This is associated with finding positive solutions. So if a person was living with a lot of fear, you would sort of encourage them to use the orange to help them balance out those fears and to put them into perspective. So yeah, as a messenger, it becomes a question of how balanced emotionally is a person. Are they struggling with depression and managing the symptoms? But you will, in fact, actually, you'll know if that is the case, because they will be painting not with just the colours of orange. They will probably start including some turquoise colours in there. You'll see a mix on the canvases if they're artists and painting. But yeah, definitely it's about creativity. It's about transmuting those negative emotions or those extreme emotions into a calmer state and a calmer way of being. Now, this activity is a very simple one. If you've got a bath goody for you, lucky you. If you don't have a bath, then visualize yourself in a flotation tank surrounded by water. And the reason why I say goody for you is I actually do enjoy a tub. We call it a tub. To do these types of exercises and activities to work with colour. You visualize yourself or sit in your bathtub and you visualize yourself being immersed in this beautiful orange coloured water, and your muscles, your mind, and your body are completely enveloped in this orange liquid and they become totally relaxed. It's very calming. You allow this orange liquid to penetrate your lungs, your respiratory system, and in the process, you remind yourself that this permeation of your body with this colour is clearing away all the old toxic patterns and responses that you no longer need. Now, as this orange liquid penetrates your entire being, as I said, it removes the toxicity, it removes the tension, it removes fear, and it replaces these feelings with resilience, happiness, and confidence. And you would make this affirmation here as you're in the process of it. And if you're anything like me, you forget them, all right? So I say them before I do an activity. I state them as my purpose and intent before I would jump in the tub, okay? I am a perfect specimen of humanity and a beautiful divine being who deserves to be nurtured, supported, and cared for. I am now willing to receive gentleness, care, kindness, and compassion from others. Thanks be. That's just one of the exercises that you can do. We'll talk about more exercises later in future videos. For now, though, my friends, I'm going to call it a day because the video is getting very long. I'm going to say thank you for being part of my journey once again. Good luck with the activities. Give it a go. Let me know how it works for you. Feel free to make a comment, and I look forward to seeing them. In the meantime, have a wonderful day, wonderful week. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.